Listen, sometimes the doors life gives you are empty, but the real treasure is the strength you carry inside. Stay with me, because this message will change the way you look at your entire life.
There is a kind of strength in this world that doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention, doesn't wear a crown or chase gold, but still stands undefeated. It's the strength of someone who understands life deeply enough to know that the real treasures are often invisible, like the old lady in the mountain village. People like that carry something rare in today's fast world: peace. Peace so steady it doesn't shake even when life gives nothing. Peace so deep that even poverty can't touch it. Peace so valuable that even golden doors can't compete with it. And if you listen carefully to her life, it teaches a lesson that people spend years searching for. A lesson most people ignore while chasing the things society tells them to chase. The old lady lived alone, yet she was never lonely. She had no children, yet her heart was full. She had no wealth, yet she lived rich in her own way. Every morning she lit a small fire in her stone house. She cooked a simple pot of soup from whatever her garden had grown. She hummed songs forgotten by everyone else. Her life was small on the outside, but huge on the inside. And when villagers felt lost, they came to her. Not because she had the answers, but because she had the calm they wished they had. Calm is powerful. Calm is magnetic. A peaceful heart becomes a home for everyone who is searching for themselves. One evening, when the sky darkened and the mountains carried the cold, a traveler arrived. His presence was strange, like someone not from this world, and he offered her a choice that would tempt almost anyone. 3 doors, one holding her deepest desire, 2 holding disappointment. Most people would chase the golden door without thinking. Most people would go for the shine, the promise, the glitter, the dream of something bigger. But she didn't. She walked to the rusted door, the one no one would choose, because she knew something most people never understand. Life's most beautiful gifts rarely come wrapped in gold. They come wrapped in hardship, in simplicity, in moments that look ordinary but feel extraordinary. When she opened the door, there was nothing, dust and silence. Anyone else would have cried or felt cheated. But she smiled. She wasn't broken. She wasn't shocked, because she never expected life to give her more than what she already had inside her. She knew that the moment you enter life with nothing, anything you gain is a bonus, and anything you lose was never really yours to keep. That is where strength is born, not in getting everything, but in remaining grateful even when you get nothing. The traveler showed her the other 2 doors, gold enough to change her life forever, youth and beauty enough to rewrite her story. Most people would fall to their knees with regret, but she didn't. When he said you could have had everything, she asked, more than what? That question carries the power of a lifetime. More than peace? More than the ability to smile when the day feels heavy? More than the strength to stay grateful in a world that's always hungry for more? More than a quiet heart that doesn't fear tomorrow? She didn't need gold because she had what gold could never buy. She didn't need youth because she had a spirit that time couldn't weaken. She didn't need a mirror to show her beauty because she carried beauty in the way she lived, the way she smiled, the way she stayed thankful. And as she walked back to her small home, she returned to the same fire, the same soup, the same soft songs, but she walked back with something greater. The unshakable truth that happiness is never found in the doors we chase, but in the peace we already carry. Her story teaches us something powerful about life in the real world, especially today when everyone is running for success, for money, for validation, for achievements, for recognition. People are so busy chasing big dreams that they forget to appreciate small blessings. They forget that peace is worth more than pressure. They forget that a smile in tough times is worth more than 100 victories. They forget that the greatest luxury in this world is not a big house or a fancy car. It's waking up with a heart that feels light. And in a culture where everyone wants more, it feels almost rebellious to be someone who is content. But the truth is this: contentment is not laziness. Gratitude is not weakness. Peace is not giving up. Being calm is not being small. In fact, it is the strongest version of yourself. It takes courage to smile when life gives you the rusted door. It takes character to stay thankful when you receive nothing. It takes faith to believe that your happiness doesn't depend on what you open, but on what you carry. Life will always show you golden doors. It will always tempt you with things that look better than what you have. It'll always whisper that you need more to be happy. But the real question is, will more actually make you happy, or will it make you forget who you are? The old lady didn't choose the rusted door because she loved suffering. She chose it because she trusted herself more than she trusted shiny promises. She knew she didn't need a miracle to be happy. She already had a heart full of miracles. And that is what real strength looks like. We live in a world that makes people feel small if they don't have money or status or attention. But small doesn't mean weak. Small doesn't mean insignificant. A small home can hold a big heart. A simple life can hold a deep meaning. An old lady with no riches can teach the world more about happiness than a millionaire with a mansion. Happiness isn't about what's behind the door. It's about what's inside you when the door opens. That is why people who lose everything can still stand strong. Because everything can be taken from your hands, but nothing can be taken from your heart unless you give it away. The story reminds us that peace isn't given to people who have everything. It's given to those who appreciate everything. Gratitude is the real treasure. Gratitude turns a tiny stone house into a palace. Gratitude turns a bowl of soup into a feast. Gratitude turns an empty door into a lesson. Gratitude turns a simple life into a fulfilled life. And when you live like that, life becomes easier. Not because you have less challenges, but because you have more strength. You stop needing approval. You stop chasing validation. You stop comparing your journey with others. You stop being afraid of losing things. You stop being controlled by what you don't have. Instead, you learn to breathe deeply, walk slowly, smile softly, and move peacefully. And when life gives you a rusted door again, and it will, you won't panic. You won't feel defeated. You'll open it with the same calm as the old lady, knowing that nothing can take away the peace you built within yourself. Maybe life hasn't given you the golden door. Maybe you've been opening rusted doors over and over again. Jobs that didn't work out, relationships that didn't stay, dreams that didn't come true, chances that didn't appear. But what if all those doors were not failures? What if they were shaping you into someone whose happiness doesn't break easily? Someone who can stand strong even when life feels empty. Someone who can still smile even when the reward isn't shining. The old lady walked away not with gold, not with youth, not with riches, but with the one thing people spend their whole lives searching for: inner peace. And she didn't find it behind a door. She found it inside herself. That is the real treasure. That is the real power. That is the message her life leaves behind. Be happy where you are. Be thankful even when the door is empty. Smile even when life feels small. Because when you live with gratitude, you are richer than anyone with gold. And when you carry peace, every door you open, even the rusted ones, will lead you to something meaningful. That is the kind of strength that never fades. That is the kind of happiness that never breaks. That is the kind of treasure that lasts forever.